It's us again. You got Mr.
and Mrs. Smith.
And if you know us or you've seen us, then you know that we always want to empower you with some financial education that you can start applying immediately. But more importantly, we want to, get you to shift your mindset to truly grasp some of the things that we're saying if you haven't already taken action on anything that we've shared. I really need you to get this, what we're about to share. And right now, what we're about to share is the power of business ownership. And it's going to be based on a home-based business. What we're going to do is give you 3 scenarios. It's 3 couples who have very similar situations, but it's one thing different. And you'll know what I mean once we dive in.
All right, so grab your pen and paper, take notes, and let's dive in.
Let's go.
All right, and we were actually at the park. You see, we're about to get out, but we're going to give you some value first.
Most definitely. Now, as we said, it's an example using 3 separate couples. Now, this is basically going to express to you the difference between a W-2 employee and a home-based business owner. They have very similar scenarios, but it's going to be a big difference of just being an employee without a home-based business, and you'll see what we mean. Now, this particular example is based on married couples filing jointly with 2 children. I'm going to repeat that. Each couple 1, couple 2, couple 3, they're married, of course. They're filing jointly, and they have 2 children. Okay, let's dive straight in. The primary job for couple number 1 brings them $75,000. So as a couple, annually, they bring in $75,000. Now, let's see what does the 1040 deductions represent. Now, you can go ahead and put down, let them know that the 1040 deductions is $28,600. Now, let me make that make sense. This is pretty much what everyone gets when they're filing their taxes. No one is doing you a favor. This is the government. They automatically allow you a certain amount of deductions by being married and having 2 children. And what's the breakdown on that, Mr. Smith? Well, the standard deduction for a married couple in this particular year was $12,600. That's the standard deduction that you get automatically just by being married and filing jointly, regardless. Plus, you get to write yourself off, so that's each individual that's a part of the couple, and 2 children. And that's $4,000 per exemption. So that's a total of $16,000. So you take that $16,000, you add it with that $12,600, and that gets you the total of $28,600. This is what the government automatically allows for everybody. So nothing special about that. So when someone's doing your taxes and you feel like they got you a certain amount, if you just filing the standard deduction, they did you no favor. That's just what the government allows. Now, because they have that automatic $28,600 coming out, it does lower their taxable income. So they won't be taxed on the full amount of $75,000. Their taxable income is now $46,400. $46,400. And I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Now, couple number 2, their primary job brings them, guess what? The same amount. $75,000. $75,000, same couple, same scenario. But they have a part-time job, and their part-time job is bringing them in $12,000. Just a flat $12,000. So their total income is $87,000. So they brought home a little bit more because they have a part-time job, so they brought home $87,000. However, they still get those same exact 1040 deductions. So that $28,000 that we broke down on the other side, $28,600, that's the same amount that they get on their deduction, because that's the standard amount that you get from being for filing married jointly and having 2 kids for this particular filing year. So $28,600, and it lowers their taxable income down to $58,400. That's $58,400.
So we subtracted those 2. Subtracted. That's how we got the $58,400.
So they have a higher taxable income because they had a part-time job. They had an extra job, made a little more money, but their taxable income is higher now. So didn't quite do them a favor because now they have a higher taxable income. Now let's dive into couple number 3 real quick so you can truly understand this. Couple number 3, guess how much they made?
$75,000.
$75,000. So everybody makes $75,000 as a couple. But instead of having a part-time job, they said, you know what? Mr. and Mrs. Smith, they know what they're talking about. We're going to get us a part-time business. So and from the business, they make $12,000. Let's just say they made $1,000 a month. $12,000 from the business for a total income of $87,000. So the business brought them the same amount of money that the person with the part-time job got them. So they still had a total of $87,000 because they worked their business instead of overworking themselves. Now they get those 1040 deductions as well. So that $28,600 goes in that slot as well. They still qualify for that. But here's the difference, and this is what you must understand, must get. They get additional deductions. Mm-hmm. The additional deductions that they get by having a business is $20,000. $20K on top of the $28,600. Now let me show you what that $28,000 breakdown is. I'm gonna pull out my sheet just so you can follow along. Disregard any writing. Additional deductions from home-based business. So this is stuff they were already gonna spend money on anyway. Car, truck, miles. You're gonna put miles on your car anyway. Travel, most people try to squeeze in some travel. Cell phone, dining, entertainment, yes, entertainment. Internet, mortgage, yes, mortgage. Utilities, and mortgage is also included, rent as well. So even if you don't have a mortgage, rent is included. But these are just a few of the deductions that they're writing off. So we're lowballing it, but it totaled up for $20,000 of deductions that they get on money they're gonna spend anyway. They already gonna spend this money, but because they have a home-based business, now they're able to write it off. So that's where the $20,000 come from. That's all I wanted to express. Now, considering that they have $20,000 in deductions, their taxable income subtracts the $28,600 and it brings it down to where, and then you add the $20,000, it brings it down to now their new taxable income is $38,400. $38,400. So they got to have a total of deductions of $48,600, bringing their new taxable income to $38,400. Keep in mind, they made the same amount of money as every other couple. They just incorporated a new strategy that opened up some tax deductions, which lowered their taxable income. And if you know anything about having a lower taxable income, you get more money back by doing so when it's time to file taxes. That's what I want you to understand. You have to get that. If you don't get that, then you'll find yourself being in couple number 1's position, making about the same amount of money, but being taxed pretty high, or getting a part-time job thinking that it's doing you some justice, but it really just hired your tax liability.
Right. So pretty much just ask yourself, how is it that a person with no business, only one source of income, is being taxed more than a person with a primary job and a part-time business? How is their taxable income so much more higher than a person with a business? Do you see the benefit of having a home-based business?
It's mandatory. It's mandatory. You must grasp this. And then we're not just saying, as us, which home-based business we recommend, but the education, you have to understand the power in it, and you have to lock arms with people who understand this, because people have home-based businesses, but if you don't understand the power in it and how to make it work for you, then you're spinning your wheels regardless. And I'm talking about you need to thoroughly understand it, not just partially. I get to write this off, that off. Nah, you need to thoroughly understand the scenario. Replay this video, take notes, ask questions if need be, but we want you to understand the importance and the power of business ownership.
Another thing, check out this link, financialfix99.com.
Yes.
That's financialfix99.com.
Absolutely. And follow the steps. There's some steps that's on there. Follow the steps. Check out the link. And we look forward to hearing from you soon. What you got? You got anything else?
No, that's pretty much it.
I hope you got some value from this information. Like, share, comment, share this with somebody who may benefit, another couple. Singles as well. There's benefits for the singles as well, but share it And Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Signing out.
Out.